well, we had a lot of people working for him. Well, if you're the lead author, all right, if I was a lead author of a paper, and we're going to let Richard come on in a second, but I'm doing a Richard Smith. I'm going to finish before I get him on. If I was the lead author and Lee was my researcher and Richard was my researcher and Ben was my researcher and Sylvie was my researcher, Jonathan was my researcher, I wouldn't just go, oh, thanks for all your details. I'm the lead author. I'm just going to trust what you say because my name's on it. And I would make sure that everything was correct. And I thought that was a pitiful thing that he puts out there that, it wasn't Ansel Keys' fault. Well, it is. I'm sorry, but it is. Your lead author, you should know what you're doing with the data. Anyway, right, enough of that ranting. Richard Smith has joined us, the UK's top nutritionist as seen on TV, the Keto Pro, professional bodybuilder, organizer of the Carnivore Conference, and a very shy, unassuming man who doesn't talk very much. Richard, how are you?
What a perfect description. Yes, very well. Thanks, gents. You?
Yeah, good, mate.
Yeah, I've been waiting for you.
Fantastic. Apologies. Yes, I've been sidetracked in preparations for the Carnivore Conference this weekend, having to tie up lots of loose ends this end in regards to business and things. But yeah, looking forward. How's the live been?
Bit quiet, but also busy at the same time.
Yeah, lots of views, but everyone's stunned into silence. They're too shy to ask a lot of questions, I think. Right, Once a Week Man has got a question. Can we buy Keto Pro electrolytes at the conference?
Yes. How's that for a short answer?
With pleasure. Exogenous ketones.
Yes.
That was special. That I had that one in 500 milliliters of water. Just tried it. I was like, wow, that's incredible. That stuff. Yeah.
Brilliant. Which one was that? The
raspberry. It was a raspberry. Yeah. I've not tasted anything like that for so long. It hit my palate like a bomb. It was like, wow. But the effect afterwards, I did feel very relaxed, very focused, very sharp. So good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant stuff. So the raspberry bomb, I call those my game day ketones because that's how powerful they are.
Yeah.
For the carnivore community, they do contain stevia. So they're what I call like strict keto stroke carnivore because there is a crossover between becoming strict keto and carnivore. I use them and I regard myself as being a strict carnivore. But it's the only time that I do. I've gravitated away from the flavored electrolytes, even which I do in a cherry berry and a lemon orange. So as you know, we've got the unflavored, which is one of your faves. That's what I've got there. So I drink that now, and I've come away from the stevia in those. But the raspberry bomb, it's an incredibly strong supplement. Which floods the body with ketones, gives this incredible focus and mental energy as well as physical energy. It gives you all the benefits that living the lifestyle does, but enhances it further so you can outperform, in whatever task it is you're doing. So I'll be using these at the Carnivore Conference just to make sure that I'm 100% focused and engaged and can pull all of these big words out of the hat that I can't normally pronounce. But they do contain stevia, and they contain stevia because beta-hydroxybutyrate tastes absolutely disgusting, and it's a difficult compound to drink without adding some sort of flavor, and they're incredibly expensive. So in order to produce them on a mass basis, it's so expensive that I can't afford simply to do the raspberry bomb in an unflavored. But there are an unflavored alternative in the BHB in the tubs, which you can just scoop in for those who wish to use those. But most people who get those tend to add them to the flavored electrolytes. So
right.
Brilliant. Can we just say, Ribeye Rob, thank you for the super chat. Richard is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to. And you've got a question here, actually. Hello, does Keto Pro ship to Toronto, Canada? Tried to order, would not let me complete the transaction.
Do you know, Canada is incredibly difficult to ship to. I don't know why. I think it's something to do with the laws in Canada. It's very, very difficult to get things into the country. Electrolytes, for example, I know in Canada over a certain amount of potassium is banned in most products. So it's got to be below a certain amount per serving. And ours is well above that limit for potassium. I know that there's other laws in regards to other things. Canada is a tricky one. We are having lots of difficulty shipping out there. We are working on it. I don't know how we're going to get around it currently, but we are thinking maybe Amazon potentially, but leave it with me. It is a massive bugbear because we do have a big following in Canada who ask an awful lot for our products, and it's a shame that we can't currently ship there, but I am working on it, I promise.
Yeah. Now on the screen for people listening on the audio, they won't see that it's 3 days, 14 hours and 9 minutes and 20 seconds to the UK's first Carnivore conference. So I'm going to thank Richard for putting this together with Ben and Sylvie, because it's a big deal actually. And I just want to show people how easy it is to navigate the website, because it's just so simple. Yes, there are the sponsors: Keto Pro, Real Food Company, Mason's Meats. But incidentally, we mentioned all those things. These are not paid productions, or promotions. It's me talking about what's happening. I don't get any backhanders from any of these people. And the British Broth Company. And you can see on there the speakers: Richard, Dr. Abs, Lee, some idiot called the UK Carnivore, Heather Foley, Phil Scott, Ben Hunt, Jonathan Griffiths, and Dr. Anthony Chafee. It's right in the middle of Britain, right in the middle of England there. That's why it's called the Midlands. That's where I live, around that area. And see, if you scroll down, it's so simple. Like, you can either pay for the conference only, plus meals, or you can have a day pass. So if you can't do Saturday, but you want to do Sunday because you want to see Dr. Abs, for instance, then you can do that. Although it doesn't show you Saturday and Sunday as a separate thing, when you click on that button, you will choose either Saturday or Sunday. So you can pick straight away. And it's really simple. If you've got any questions, info@carnivoreconference.co.uk. Now, this time next week, we will not be plugging the conference because it's once a year. So if you're fed up with hearing it, I do apologize. But how are you feeling, Richard? Because you're the person that's, really putting this together. What do you think?
Look, it's a team effort. Everyone is working incredibly hard for this, but this is going to be the Woodstock of conferences within the carnivore community. These things are big in the States. This is the first of its kind in the UK, and everyone that comes to this is going to be glad that they did, and it's going to give them bragging rights moving forward. We've got some incredible speakers lined up, people I regard as top speakers in the world. Within the ketogenic and carnivore community. We've got Anthony Chafee zooming in also, and we've got many big influencers within the community attending also. So, come along and speak with those, network with them, speak to myself, speak to you guys, because we're there all weekend to be approached and to speak with. There's no VIP section. We're going to be there with everybody else, mingling and talking away and answering all of your questions. We're trying to build a community. The carnivore community. I've felt isolated for many years within living this way, and this is a means to bring us all together and to be part of a tribe. Will there be? There won't be, but it's if once a week, man. I think you're booked in to come. I may be wrong, but you'll be surprised that there are goodies there. I'm not going to give too much away because I'll be told off, but. The goodie bags are absolutely incredible. Two of the sponsors which we haven't listed there are the Pemmican Project. So we're going to have pemmican samples there also. And what else was there? We've got something. There's lots coming up, but yeah, I'm not going to give too much away. If you want to find out, you're gonna have to come and see what's there. But incredible lineup of people, incredible lineup of speakers, and I cannot wait. I think it's going to be absolutely incredible.
Yeah, just for the audio people, they didn't see the question. Once a week man was asking, will there be a conference T-shirt? But maybe there will be afterwards. I've got my own merch store. I could do one. We could all do one. I went to the Carnivore conference and I survived. I got out without being told off by everybody. Andrew Scarborough is saying, is clothing optional?
Is Andrew coming is the question. Be great to see Andrew there, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Also, what you failed to remember there, gents, is you both have codes for discounts, which are currently available off those prices as well. So the just to reiterate what is available there. So it's we're What are we, 199 for the day tickets only, but this includes meals on both days. So it's lunch and dinner on the Saturday and breakfast, lunch and dinner. If you stay over on the Saturday night, so if you book accommodation, there are still some rooms available. Check out the website for availability there. The day tickets, there'll be no breakfast involved for those, but you can come and go. That's 199, not including the discount you guys are going to give. Who's they choose to promote, I'll leave up to them. But there are rooms available. There are still a few rooms. The Cliff College where we have booked this they've made more rooms. There's basically rooms there which are not usually let out, which they have opened up, especially for us, because we've sold every other room in the college, which is absolutely incredible. So it's been a sellout. But day tickets and some accommodation still available. Camping is also available. So you can camp up, you can romp up. Camping is incredibly cheap. It's £26 a night. And you can camp up, and you also get breakfast with this also, and the meals which are available, which are all carnivore meals. But yeah, I'm absolutely super excited, as you can tell. Exhausted, but super excited.
Yeah, carnivoreconference.co.uk. I want us to end on a contentious issue. I really don't want to do this because it's right up my street, this. Sorry to say, I really hate this nothing is too expensive mentality. Meat to caviar, why? You can find century-old menus where coffee is 5 cents and steak is a steal at a whopping 10 cents. The three of us on the screen, I promise you, there's not a rich person on the screen. There really isn't. I am 60. 4 years ago in the restrictions, I lost 90% of my income. I'm on my second marriage. I'm not asking for a violin to come out, by the way. One car, haven't been on holiday for 5 years. Seriously. So we're not rich. When I said about a dry aged steak, that was a treat. That was a treat. And my birthday money, I got £50 off my father-in-law, and I went and bought steak. The rest of the week before that, I would have had a lot of ground beef. And if you look at what I eat in a day, you will see that I always talk about budget, because I live on a budget, and I find Carnivore has lots of savings. So, I don't have to buy any tablets. I don't have to buy any paracetamol. I don't go to the doctor. I haven't got any medications, 10 years of no medications. My clothes, this shirt is about 10 years old. I've got 3 or 4 shirts just hanging up there, and I don't have to change them. T-shirts, they're smelly and horrible, but they still fit. So there's lots of things about Carnivore where you're not spending money. So I know what you're saying, and you're not really saying that we're going on, no expense spared. It's all really easy. I do get that, but I think we should talk about this. So yeah, the Carnivore lifestyle can be expensive, and it can be budget driven. It really can. And you're going to be healthier whichever way you do it. Ground beef with some eggs is a beautiful meal, and there's not much preparation. You don't need loads of utensils. You don't need loads of preparation. You don't need to buy 6 or 7 different veggies and chop them all up and do this and do that. And 85% of the world's food waste is plant material, is vegetation. Right? There's not much waste in this way of eating as well. So that's just my 2 pence. I don't know if you two want to add a bit. We've got 2 minutes to go.
I just prioritize red meat. That's what I spend my money on. If you looked at my bank account right now, you would just see butchers, Gap butchers, mortgage, bills, water, butchers, Gap butchers. That's it. I haven't bought any clothes since I've been Carnivore. No shoes, no holidays. Yeah, I keep it simple, but I prioritize. And so I understand that I do pay for high quality meat. And when I'm not flashing it in front of people going, ha, I didn't create a YouTube channel with that motivation in mind. I created a YouTube channel to help and encourage and inspire people. So, and look, I'm sure if you just stumbled across my channel and you browse my videos, you might think like, wow, he does well. And a lot of people will say, oh, that window cleaning job. The window cleaning job, I'm self-employed. I pay all my tax. I pay 100% of my tax, right? I declare the lot. And I work off of 65%. I work for a company, even though I'm self-employed. So I don't make a lot of money. I also had to take 3 months out of work to have my surgery, and my money went don't. And if anything, if you looked at my bank account, you'd probably feel sorry for me. So look, I'm just doing my best to live my life and to help other people live theirs as well.
Yeah, I echo that. I'm actually overdrawn. So it's yeah, I'm well overdrawn in my current account. Meat for me, living, eating costs me around £60 a week, and this feeds 3 people. So it's £60 isn't an awful lot of money. It's pittance really when you compare it to an average shop where I used to spend around 150. Meat isn't as expensive as you think if you build up a good relationship with your butcher. Mince is incredibly cheap. We can get chuck steak, which is half the price of rump. And if you buy in bulk, then you tend to get this a lot cheaper with a butcher. Not to mention organ meats, which are ridiculously cheap. But I don't spend an awful lot. £60 a week feeds me to no end. If we look back to the way that I used to live, I used to buy a takeaway that would cost me £30 to £40. And we don't argue over spending that on a takeaway or going to Domino's and buying 2 massive pizzas for like 40 quid or whatever it may be. 60 quid will see you through comfortably if you make good relationships with a butcher, and provided you don't prioritize expensive meats. Lots and lots of high quality cuts available with your butcher, which are considerably cheaper than the fillet and ribeye that everybody tends to go on about. Chuck steak is one of my favorites. Incredibly nutrient dense, ridiculously cheap, and it's incredibly fatty, which is fantastic for me because I love eating the fat.
Yeah, I think that's great. And it's a real shame that we can't get to this last thing about 3 millimoles blood and 5, because it's very interesting, because Dutch Carnivore is talking about the solute, the concentration of a solute in your blood, and it depends what you're measuring. And as a phlebotomist, I could have gone on about this for a long time, but we're not going to. Maybe next week. I just wanted to say we've seen your question or your comment. So Richard, Lee, I'm going to meet you in the flesh at the weekend.
Yeah,
Can't wait. Richard, I'm going to meet you in the flesh on Friday. And that's going to be fantastic.
And Lee also.
Yeah, me too.
Can't
Yeah,
wait.
I'll be there.
And for those that book tickets, we'll see you there. Come and make yourself known. I don't think we're having name tags. I think somebody did possibly want that, but there you go. And I want to thank everyone that's watched on YouTube. Make sure that you like and subscribe and comment and share, because those things are going to really help the channels going forward. YouTube will be pushing videos less on views and more on engagement, to the point where some of their videos won't even say how many people have viewed it. They will be actually first and foremost how many times it's been liked and commented on. So if you can like and comment and add another comment or reply to a comment, share it to somebody, it would be really, really helpful for all 3 of us on the screen. Anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in, and we shall see you soon, either at the weekend or next Tuesday.
Awesome.